Butter cookies, crisp, tender, and impossibly rich, are the hallmark of classic home baking. Their delicate crumb and pure buttery flavor have enchanted generations, whether nestled in a tin at the holidays or gracing a plate with afternoon tea. But what truly sets them apart is the artistry of their shape, those beautiful piped swirls and ridges that catch the light and promise melt-in-your-mouth bliss. Achieving piped perfection isn't reserved for professionals or pastry chefs. With the right knowledge and a few reliable techniques, anyone can master the art of making butter cookies that look as irresistibly good as they taste. Begin by understanding the essence of what makes a butter cookie exceptional. The magic lies in simplicity. Few ingredients, each playing a vital role. Real unsalted butter is the star, lending both flavor and structure. Powdered sugar or fine granulated sugar provides sweetness and that signature delicate texture, while a touch of vanilla enhances the aroma. Flour binds everything together, and sometimes a pinch of salt sharpens the flavors. The secret? Balance. Too much flour, and the cookies turn out tough. Too little, and they spread uncontrollably. The right ratio yields a dough that's soft, pliable, and ready to be piped into elegant shapes. Start with butter at the ideal temperature. Softened but not melted. When pressed, it should yield gently beneath your finger, but still hold its shape. Beat the butter until creamy, using a stand mixer or hand mixer set to medium speed. This process aerates the butter, creating tiny pockets that translate into a light, tender bite. Next, add the sugar gradually, allowing it to fully incorporate and dissolve. The mixture should look pale and fluffy, a sure sign you're on the right track. Vanilla follows next. Pure extract offers the richest flavor, but you can also experiment with almond, lemon, or orange if you wish to add a twist. A pinch of salt, though optional, is highly recommended for elevating the flavors and counterbalancing the sweetness. It's now time to introduce the flour. Sift it first to prevent lumps, then add it in batches, mixing gently. Overmixing at this stage can develop gluten, which toughens the dough. Mix just until the last traces of flour disappear. The dough should be smooth and soft, holding together easily but not sticky. This texture is crucial for successful piping. If the dough is too stiff, piping will be a struggle, resulting in misshapen cookies and sore hands. If it's too soft, the cookies may lose definition as they bake. If you find the dough too firm, add a teaspoon or two of milk, cream, or even an extra egg yolk to loosen it. For dough that feels too soft, a brief chill in the refrigerator, just 10 to 15 minutes, will make it easier to handle without sacrificing the piped details. Now, onto the fun part. Piping. Fit a sturdy piping bag with a large star tip or your favorite decorative nozzle. Fill the bag about halfway, pressing the dough towards the tip to eliminate air bubbles. Twist the top of the bag to keep the dough from oozing out the back, and hold the bag at a 90-degree angle to your lined baking sheet. To create classic swirls, start at the center and pipe outward in a continuous motion, ending with a gentle flick of the wrist. For rosettes, stars, or S-shapes, experiment with different tips and piping techniques. If you wish, adorn the centers with a candied cherry, a sprinkling of sugar, or a drizzle of chocolate after baking. Spacing is important. Leave at least 2 inches between cookies to allow for slight spreading. If your kitchen is especially warm, consider refrigerating the piped cookies on the baking sheet for 10 minutes before baking. This helps them maintain their shape in the oven. Preheat the oven thoroughly, usually to 350 degrees, 175 degrees. Though some recipes call for a slightly lower temperature, a moderate heat ensures the cookies bake through without browning too quickly. Place the sheet on the middle rack for even heat distribution. As the cookies bake, the butter releases steam, creating those irresistible layers and crisp edges. Watch closely. These cookies transition from pale gold to deep brown in a matter of moments. You're looking for edges that are just beginning to turn golden, while the centers remain light. This balance ensures a crisp bite that gives way to a tender crumb. Remove the cookies from the oven and let them rest on the baking sheet for a few minutes. They'll be fragile while hot, but firm up as they cool. Transfer to a wire rack to finish cooling completely. The result? Cookies that are as beautiful as they are delicious, each swirl and ridge perfectly preserved. To take your butter cookies to the next level, consider flavor variations and finishing touches. Add finely grated citrus zest for a hint of brightness, or fold in ground nuts for extra texture. For a festive touch, dip the cooled cookies in melted chocolate and sprinkle with chopped pistachios or colored sugar. You can also sandwich 2 cookies together with a layer of raspberry jam or chocolate ganache for even more indulgence. Storage is simple but essential for maintaining that perfect texture. Store the cooled cookies in an airtight tin or container at room temperature. Layer them between sheets of parchment or wax paper to prevent sticking. Properly stored, butter cookies keep for up to 2 weeks, though their irresistible flavor and crispness mean they rarely last that long. For gifting, line a decorative tin or box with parchment and arrange the cookies in neat, inviting rows. A ribbon or handwritten label adds a personal touch, transforming a humble batch of cookies into a heartfelt gesture. Troubleshooting is part of any baker's journey. If your cookies lose their shape, the dough may be too soft or the oven too warm. Try chilling the dough or the baking sheet before piping. If the cookies are hard or dry, reduce the baking time slightly, or check your flour measurements. Too much flour can rob them of their tenderness. If you struggle with piping, remember, practice makes perfect. Even imperfect shapes will taste delightful, and each batch brings you closer to mastery. Beyond technique, there's a joy in the process itself. The rhythm of creaming butter and sugar, the gentle swirl of the piping bag, the warm aroma that fills your kitchen as the cookies bake, these are moments to savor. Baking butter cookies is as much about creating memories as it is about making treats. Invite friends or family to join in. Let children try their hand at piping shapes, or simply enjoy a quiet afternoon lost in the comfort of tradition. Butter cookies transcend cultures and generations. From Danish butter cookies in iconic blue tins to French sablés and Italian biscotti di burro, each variant reflects local ingredients and customs, yet all share that same essential charm: the celebration of butter, flour, and sugar in their purest form. By mastering the art of piped butter cookies, you join a lineage of bakers who have delighted in transforming humble ingredients into edible works of art. Whether you're baking for a special occasion, a thoughtful gift, or simply to satisfy a craving, butter cookies offer endless possibility. With patience and an eye for detail, you'll achieve piped perfection, cookies that are as pleasing to the eye as they are to the palate. Each bite will remind you, sometimes, the simplest things are the most extraordinary.